We're going. Okay, Mike. Curious question, Mike, because you already answered it before you asked it. You're saying, do I have a process? What's a process? But then you referred to the sea of force, pick a trait. That's the process, all right? Look, every situation is unique, but if you have a problem, anything that's a problem, a machine is broken. I used to use that with my photo processing machines. Any machine is broken, any conflict situation, any problem whatsoever. You just have to say, okay, where am I now? And what happened just before that? And what happened just before that? And what happened just before that? Or why am I in this situation? You try to find the cause of the cause of the cause of the cause as far back as you can. You don't have to go too far when it's a business situation. Like, for example, if somebody is yelling at you. For example, we just had an event the other day. I was just driving, and this guy got very aggressive and cut in front to make sure I didn't get in front of him. It wasn't, a big situation. So anyway, it's like, okay, cool. And my passenger was saying, "Why, he's such an asshole," and all of this. And I'm like, yeah, but you don't know what's happening, right? Maybe he's very late for a meeting. Maybe his wife is nagging the hell out of him and he can't wait to get out of the car. Maybe he's got diarrhea and he has to get to a toilet as fast as he can. You don't know. So I didn't get upset. My passenger, a little bit upset. So most people would get very upset because we were talking about it. Imagine what a Kiwi would do if that happened. Oh, they'd chase them and then try to cut them off and go slow just to hold them back, just to be vindictive. Sorry to you Kiwis, but I did live there for 12 years and I did get very frustrated with some of that. Passive, aggressive, passive, I don't know. But anyway, and we were just saying, it's like, people get very aggressive. So why are you aggressive? What's wrong? You don't know. I don't know. I'm never going to meet this guy. He's gone. He turned left at the roundabout. I turned right at the roundabout, miles down the road. Which is fascinating because the roundabout was in a tunnel. You never saw a roundabout in a tunnel. It's amazing what they've built here. So the idea of find the cause begins with the humility that you accept you do not know what is driving the other person. So that would be the process, I suppose. The first thought, your first thought's going to be you get angry or scared or whatever it is. But the cure is, the first thought is going to be, okay, I am not God or king or queen of the universe. I'm not a psychic. I'm not knowledgeable of everything or anything in this person's life. I don't even know their name. I don't even know what country he's from. That's the first. I don't know. Second, I do know how many things can make a person crazy in this life. I know how many things can bring a person to stress to the point to have a heart attack, to the point to have a stroke, if you're an American, to the point you pick up a gun and go shoot a bunch of people at a bus stop, or a post office, or a movie theater, whatever they choose. These are people just go crazy. They pick up a gun and shoot everybody. It's astounding. There's a lot of stresses, a lot of things that stress someone. So the first is, I don't know. The second is, I do know how many things could cause stress to a person. And then the humility of who am I to judge. I suppose the third would be, do I ever explode at someone in a similar manner? Do I ever do what this person just did to me? If you're at a job and your boss is giving you shit and you're pissed off at your boss, you have to remember, well, maybe his boss or her boss is giving them shit. You don't know what the deadline is. Or you could be like my late wife's boss. She was an accountant for Fletcher. You know, Fletcher's biggest company in New Zealand. One of their divisions. She was a corporate accountant. And the head of the department called the whole team together and said, now, we've got to really cut costs. We've got to really work hard. We've got to do overtime. We've got to get this project done. Because if we don't get it done on time, under budget, I'm not going to get my bonus. Amazing. She said, I couldn't believe it. He actually said that. We don't get anything for all this extra work. But he wants his bonus, so we, the team, have to do all this extra work. So he was particularly stupid, in my opinion, and Jenny's opinion as well. But most people aren't stupid enough to admit that they need you to do a better job so they get their bonus. But that could be what's happening also. You don't know, okay? So everything comes down to being selfless, being open-minded, being objective, being more humble. So we'll take it the other way now. When you're getting stressed, frustrated, angry, pissed off, all of this, you're being arrogant, you're being self-centered, you're being basically, I want you. We're separate. Unity is no more I. There's unity. Unity, peaceful. Because you don't often walk around hitting yourself in the head, right? You do figuratively, I'm sure. But you don't physically go and punch yourself. That hurts. That's a little too realistic. So then why would you, if you were more open-minded and objective, and you had a little more emotional unity with other people, why would you be attacking them, hitting them, angry with them? You wouldn't. So when you're having a conflict, it is a statement of separation. As we develop our being, we gain more unity. This is the word compassion. True compassion means accepting, understanding, without judgment or opinion, another person's pain and suffering. You don't ever hear, oh, I'm compassionate about your great joy in life. No. Compassion is strictly for pain and suffering. When you are truly compassionate, it means you're in unity with that person. You are feeling their pain, empathically, of course. So, when I feel your pain, I can't be angry with you because I have true understanding of your situation. When I am in unity with you, you can't fight with me because you're not going to hit yourself. So, if someone is aggressive and fighting with you, they don't feel that you're in harmony with them. They feel you're in opposition to them. So, going deeper into answering your question is basically this. In any sort of conflict situation, that is a statement that you have separated yourself in some way from that other person. So you are being egoistic, arrogant, and so on. And so if you would develop more of an objective, open, compassionate mind, you would be more in unity with another person, with other people in general. And hence, in more unity, more harmony, less conflict. More conflict equates to more separation. More harmony equates to more harmony, less conflict. So, when faced with that situation, then you are merely, you've just taken the test, the weekly exam, and you failed. So you have to keep working on more unity, more compassion, which is simply understanding what that other person is feeling. Like, for example, when the child runs across, young child, right, runs across the road, you tell, don't do that. And they keep doing it. You get angry, you smack them. Why? Because you are feeling what they are feeling, which is, I don't understand, and I need you to control me. I need you to be more forceful. I don't get it. So a smack is, okay, now I get it. You see? It's the child is basically not, it depends on the child and it depends on you as the parent, but we're speaking in let's say in a healthier sort of relationship where the child does not become rebellious, which this could apply to as well. But anyway, we're using this as the example, is that the child doesn't understand. So compassion is knowing the child doesn't understand. So merely talking, perhaps this relates to you, Kay, to Kay and your kid, that you tried this ridiculous concept Kiwis have of no spanking. I'm sorry, a child needs to get a spanking. We need discipline. A human being needs discipline. Without discipline, they become unruly, arrogant, self-centered, little lost creatures. So, compassion is knowing the child needs discipline because the child doesn't have an intellectual capacity. It's not developed intellectually enough that words alone can reach them. In the younger years, there's only one thing we understand, is physical. That's all we know. Why do you think a child has to touch everything and then stick it in its mouth? You can say, no, don't do that, and then the kid sticks it in his mouth again because you say yucky yucky. What's yucky yucky? I don't know. Let me taste it. Oh, yeah, okay, that's yucky. Yeah, this is compassion. Compassion is understanding the level the person is at. Because a person speaks with an accent doesn't mean they're stupid. You don't have to talk to them like an idiot. That's compassion, is knowing their level. They have an accent, they're not an idiot. Another person is an idiot. So you talk to them like an idiot, but peacefully, respectfully. Okay, that's compassion. Treat each one at their level. All right? So when we have this kind of compassion, we don't have problems. Okay, so in Ved, a little bit to you as well, is that whatever they were doing, why they were bullying you, why they were pushing you around, I don't think you really knew why. What was really behind their actions? It could have been jealousy, you know. It could have been fear. I don't know. I mean, you know, of course, I don't know the situation. But it's in this compassion, this understanding, that we will begin to be more in unity with others. Okay. Andy, did I say you should explode ever at anything? What do you want to have, a little explosion, a big explosion? Explosion is explosion. It's disaster. It causes problems. You shouldn't be needing to explode. Right? If you need to explode because you have diarrhea, it's because you've got a problem, not somebody else. So, there is no time for any explosions. If you have a need of explosion, then you are basically seeing there's something wrong with you. You're inhibited. You're keeping something inside. You know, I had a friend in Nepal, Nepalese couple, but they had lived in Germany for many years. And it was a very lovely couple, married for quite a long time, and good marriage. And he said, you know, the Westerners, they divorce a lot. And I figured out why. He said, because when a little thing happens, they keep it inside. Little thing happens, they keep it inside. Little things, they keep it inside. They don't talk, they don't express, they don't say what they feel. Every little thing, they get angry, but they keep it inside. And then it just comes to a point, one little thing, and boom, big explosion, and they get divorced. He said, but with us, he said, I get angry, my wife gets angry, we yell, we scream, we break a dish, and it's over, and we love each other. That's it, you see? That's how I am also. A driver cuts me off. I'll say, you know, scream, and then it's over. I'm back to driving. This is it. That's it. Something happens. Express, feel, let it out at the moment, because it's generally something very small. So therefore, your response would be small, if appropriate. If your response goes on and on and on, then you're not responding to this event. What you're doing is responding to a lifetime of being inhibited and contained and repressed. So, the danger is if you start to now express any little thing, you're going to be expressing way overboard because you have so much repressed, years and years of repressed negative emotions. So you have to be very careful about what you're doing, and you begin with an intellectual analysis of it. With things that are happening, are you repressing? At least begin to acknowledge how repressed you are. And it's all Kiwis, I think, are like this pretty much, maybe 99, 98%, then maybe 95% of the rest of Western humanity. And it seems to be getting worse because of this political correctness. We can't talk. You know what? Define your political correctness. Political correctness is calling shit a rose and expecting it not to stink. You don't get anywhere by not speaking, by changing the names, by changing words. People used to be handicapped. Now you can't say it's a handicap ramp. You have to say it's accessible. They're not handicaps anymore. They're accessible. You're changing all these words. It's crazy. Because you know why it's crazy? Because now you never know what the right word is. It makes people stressed. Because, I don't know, you change the language. You change the vocabulary. You change the name of things. I don't know what to do anymore. And if I say the wrong thing, I could go to jail. Do you know, in America, a woman can call the police and say, this man sexually harassed me. That's it. That's all she's got to say. The police will go, arrest him, fingerprints, pictures, put him in jail, and then discuss what happened. You know, dangerous? My cousin became a professor in university in Boulder, Colorado. Before his first day, they said, okay, we have to explain things to you. You are not allowed to tell a girl she is pretty. You can say the dress you are wearing is pretty, but you cannot say anything about her. It's like, wow, boy, I have to be so careful about what I say. And there you have it. You have to be so careful not to hurt anyone, not to make someone cry, not to say something wrong so that you're going to get in trouble, not to get this problem, that problem, fired, insulted, looked badly upon. Of course you're going to be a bundle of nerves. So start to observe, for Andy at least, and anyone else this applies to, but it's his question. Start to observe when the things are happening that are stressing you or that are angering you or frustrating you, and at least begin with acknowledging that you are upset rather than closing the eyes, closing the ears. You know, what is it? See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. Speak no evil. Right? Speak no evil. Rather than that, see, feel, and instead of speaking out loud, speak in your mind. And maybe then you don't need to explode so much, huh? Because explosions in a delicate society called humanity is a very dangerous thing. So, and it's not going to do you any good either. Okay, I think I've answered everything. We went on long enough. Goodbye.